Hey guys, it's Action of Violence here. Man, we got another fun one. Let's go. Bellator 297, I think we're at now. Yeah, something like that. Nemkov versus Romero, really fun card. Let's start it off though. We got Cody Law versus Edwin Chavez. Edwin Chavez is a interesting fighter. Well, he's not that good. In fact, I can't bring myself to betting him. He has a win over Colin Anglin, if that means anything nowadays. I can't. I'm on Cody Law here. Um, quite confident he's going to wrestle Chavez to a decision win. You know, I feel like that's the game plan. Moving on, though, it's not much to talk about with this fight. Jordan Newman versus Matthew Perry, same deal. Except this one's more of a lamb being sent to the slaughter. Matthew Perry came in overweight and a bad record. What do you know? Obviously, there's a chance he can land that lucky punch, but I think Newman has this in the bag. Yeah, moving on. We have Richie Smullen versus Tamir Kezriev. Kezriev should walk right over Richie Smullen, but again, anything can happen. Kezriev could get wrapped up in the jiu-jitsu of Smullen, but I doubt it highly. I feel like Kezriev's going to outbox Smullen, keep it on the feet, and outpoint him to a unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Alex Polizzi versus Carl Moore. Polizzi's wrestling does worry me, but he doesn't do anything with his wrestling. I feel like the jiu-jitsu and the striking of Moore will just outweigh the work of Polizzi. Although the cardio and the wrestling do go to Polizzi, he has that dog in him. So this could go either way. I like the plus money with Kyle Moore, so I'm just going to take a shot there, but you never know with this fight. Could go either way. Moving on, we have Emmanuel Sanchez versus Archie Colgan. I feel like Colgan should win this fight quite easily, but again, this is not a guy you should take lightly. 20-8, Emmanuel Sanchez, extremely durable, extremely tough, and extremely credentialed as far as an MMA fighter. He has fought everybody. He's got wrestling, he's got jiu-jitsu, and he's got striking. Obviously, not as good wrestling, but I feel like he can compete in the strikings for a little bit. Archie should win, hands down, but again, I wouldn't count the old dog out completely. This is also a play where if things don't go well in the first round for Archie, you could see a spot at a live bet because Sanchez only gets stronger as the fight goes on. Moving on, we have Navani Jr. versus Camille Onishchik. This is a weird one because I like Navani Jr. a lot here. But we haven't got to see too much of his grappling, and he'll be facing a striker here, a long striker who has going to have a reach on him. I'm going to take a shot on the Camille Onishchek side, but again, I feel like this is a Navani fight. He's just a very technical striker, very polished. I feel like he's going to be too much for Onishchek, but you never know with this one. It's going to be a fun one, though. That's for sure. This is a fun card. Moving on, we got Mike Hamill taking on Shamil Nikayev. Shamil, he's definitely being brought in to for his first fight, and it's not an easy opponent. He hasn't had an easy run, so this should be quite similar to what he's been through. Mike Hamill is going to be a nice stiff test for him. I feel like he'll grind his way to a decision. But again, this is a tough test for Hamill, and I don't know the odds off by heart, but Hamill's obviously a dog, live dog especially. So just keep an eye out on this fight, especially the live odds. Moving on, we got Jalil Willis versus Ramazan Kurmagomedov. I think Jalil Willis is going to be a little bit of a problem depending on the mindset he comes in with. I feel like Ramazan is one of the run of the litter. He is not that good. His striking isn't that great, and his jiu-jitsu is all right. I just feel like if you're taking John Howard to a decision, I feel like Jalil Willis is gonna be a little more of a problem than John Howard will be. So, training with guys like Aaron Jeffrey and guys with Killcliff, I think he's gonna be very accustomed to people trying to hold him against the cage, doing the grinding wrestling style. I just don't think Ramazan's going to have much success here. I feel like Jalil Willis is going to steal a decision win. Um, yeah. Moving on, we got Gadzi Rabananov versus Peter Bubus. Very credentialed guy. He's fought everywhere. Won championship. He's beat guys like he took Edward Fulang to a split decision. So he's a little bit older. 35. I like Gadsy. He's a young gun. He's very, very good. Um, he's a lot better than my opinion than Timothy Nasukin, and I just think Gadzhi's gonna outwork Peter Boos. I feel like this is one of the safe picks on the card. Rabinanov for the win, unanimous decision. Moving on, we have Kyle Kutchmer versus Bobby Nash. Bobby Nash, can one touch Kutchmer, especially the way he exits its combos. But again, the competition, he isn't that great. Um, he's been in the UFC, so he's fought that UFC caliber, but he's got knocked out in all those fights. So can't really say too much about Bobby Nash. I'm gonna go with Bobby Nash by KO though at plus 500. I wish I got it at the plus 800, but I didn't. Trading at Fortis MMA now, I feel like Kyle Kutchmer is gonna grind him for a win, but I wouldn't be surprised if he gets KO'd. Would be quite funny actually. Um, Moving on, we have Vladimir Gouvet versus Gabriel Saig. Probably one of the more locks of the card. We have Vladimir Gouvet winning a dominant potential finish in the first or second round, if not a unanimous decision. For some reason, Gouvet likes to play with his food a little too much, and he tends to stretch out fights longer than they need to be. Also, his cardio isn't that great, so this should be an ugly one, but I feel like Gouvet is going to come out with the win, and I don't feel I should. I actually know he's going to come out with the win. This is a setup match for him, so let's see how it goes. Moving on, we got Daniel James versus Gokhan Sarakam. Gokhan Sarakam does a lot of nothing, a lot of leg kicks from afar, and a lot of shuffling from the outside. I can't stand Gokhan. If Daniel James connects one time on this man, he's going to feel it. Obviously, I'm not going to get too caught up in the hype of Daniel James. His cardio is terrible, but he's faced giants in ACA, or I think ACA, yeah, something like that, from Russian league. So he's faced wrestlers before. I feel like he's ready for this matchup, and he's going to KO Sarakhan. But yeah, who knows with this fight? It's a heavyweight fight, and they're both not that great. So I'm gonna go with James here, just looking like a bit of a superstar as of late, and I'm seeing riding the momentum to a win. Moving on, we have Corey overtime Anderson versus Phil Davis. Phil Davis, man, he's just fighting he doesn't fight to finish. He just fights to win. Romero and Glickus, he doesn't look to finish ever really. Um, you know, I it's been a while since we've seen that dog out of him, so I'm gonna go with Corey because I feel like he's more still in his prime, still trying to make something. Like Phil's 38 years old. I'm on Corey Anderson here all day. Moving on, we got Sergio Pettis versus Patricio Pitbull. I'm taking the dog and Sergio Pettis here. I don't like the weight cut for Patricio Pitbull. I feel like this is a little too much weight. Maybe I'm wrong. Maybe he's gonna finish Sergio in the first round and make me look stupid. But I like Sergio Pettis and I like the KO props at plus 650. I think Sergio Pettis is a smarter play, but you guys do you on this one. This is definitely a fight I'm really excited for. Moving on, we have Vadim Nemkov versus Yoel Romero. Yoel Romero, I love you, but this isn't the fight for you to win. Round three is always a bet for you, but as far as this fight, I just see Nemkov piecing you apart for 5 rounds and just dancing around you. I feel like you're too old and it's past your time, man. And I feel like you're going to retire after this fight and everyone's going to get all upset, but you should have retired years ago. So it is what it is, guys. I'm on Nemkov for this one. Most confident pick is probably Gouvet or let's see. Yeah, it's probably Gouvet. Gouvet and Newman, number one. Number two, I'd have to say Kizriev and Law. Number three, Colgan and Gadzi Rabinov. Number four, Corey Anderson. Number five, Vadim Nemkov. And I don't think there is another one. Yeah, Vadim Nemkov. All right, guys, like, subscribe. You know the drill. So that's it for me. Enjoy the fights tomorrow. Enjoy UFC on Saturday. I'll come out with the recap tomorrow. You know I will. But yeah, guys, enjoy the fights. Join that Discord and join the Patreon if you want the plays and make some money. Let's go, guys. Let's go. Let's make some money.